Well, I actually didn't make the distinction. What happened is it's the way that God led me back to sports. So I never wanted to be a coach, never had any aspirations. In fact, when I retired from the NFL, I went right into my life after football, which was in the financial industry. It wasn't until I accepted my calling to go into ministry that God led me back to sports. So the designation was, determined by God, and the fact that that's the purpose that He has for me, and the fact that He's led me back to it to use the platform to win lives for Him. Well, our goal is simply for our young men that we mentor to live our mission, our championship habits, and our standards. And so we start talking about the mission. The mission is, again, our identity is we aren't a football program. What we are is truly that. We're an outreach ministry that does have a very important football component. And why that's important is because football is the platform that God has given us to live out our mission. And that mission is to influence and win lives for Christ. We do that through mentoring young men to make sure they graduate, to make sure that they're leaders on campus, eventually in their own homes, in their community, in society as a whole. And then we also want to win national championships. And I do put a plural on that because I tell our guys all the time, when you live for Christ, the good guys have to win too. And that leads how we go about achieving our mission is through our championship habits and then our standards. And so when you start talking about those championship habits, football is a game played from the heart, right? So we take our habits from our soul. And so exactly that. So the S is for being selfless. The O is for owning your role, the different roles that you play. The U is for being unified, and the L is for having a larger purpose. And so again, we want our guys to live those out on a daily basis. And then you got our standards, which are gear. In everything we do, we want to do a God honor effort with the God honor attitude. God blessed us with these talents, these abilities, these opportunities, so we want to honor Him. We'll let Him take care of the results. And then we also want to understand that we're already champions, right? So as followers of Christ, we're already champions in Christ. So we don't fight for victory, we fight from victory. So as a champion, that designation comes with a responsibility that we do more. So CDM is champions do more. In a classroom, that looks like you study a little bit more, you stay after class for a minute longer. On the field, where our guys love to see this and they get excited, we don't run 5 yards, we run 6, we don't run 10, we run 11. So everything is about making sure that we go above and beyond at all times. And then that final standard is DMGM, and it speaks to being other-centered. So the more you have, when you do more, you get more, but the more God blesses you with, it's the more you have to share with others. And then we wrap that up in a nice little bow with our pillars, which holds all of that up, and that is faith, family, football. And we're very unapologetic about never, ever getting that priority out of whack. So it's faith, family, football. All glory goes to God. So as I alluded to, because it is for God, that the ultimate goal is not to be measured by the scoreboard. That is important, and we have to make sure that we win so we can be around. But ultimately, it's to win lives and not just games for Christ.